You already have goals to become someone, and indeed you have a grand vision. Receive financial aid from the government for your efforts. But now suppose if the government were to take away this aid simply because you now live overseas. Do not dismiss this as fantasy, it can really happen. The Deputy Minister of Education, Mikhailo Vinitsky, announced this during the live stream of a unified marathon. We should not pay scholarships to those students who are abroad. Indeed, we will not be paying students who are currently abroad. They can continue their studies for sure, but the issue of scholarship provision will probably be closed to them. The state hopes to save money in this way for students residing in Ukraine. These two girls are studying computer science at Kiev Mohila Academy, both receiving regular scholarships of 2,000 hryvnias. However, they do not wish to enhance their financial situation at the expense of students who have moved abroad. I think it's unfair. They're also students, after all. Regardless, their life circumstances may not allow them to study in Ukraine right now. Maybe they left not fully willingly, so they think they should still receive the funds. However, Karina and Veronica are truly outraged. They argue that such an action could create a divide among the students. We live in such times that circumstances require students to be abroad. It is a matter of their own safety, primarily. It is not an obligation, nor was it foreseen. That is, it is a student's duty to be at the university full-time. We have other possible options for students to be abroad due to some security situation. I also agree it's unfair to take away the scholarships of those who are abroad on their own choice or their parents' choice. Removing state funds from students is against the law, explains Alexander Yevshutin, an expert in the field of law.
As early as March 15, 2002, appropriate amendments were made to the law of Ukraine on education, and a new article labeled 57 was even introduced. There were specific guarantees for those seeking education, including those forced to change their place of residence due to a state of war and military actions. The lawyer believes that this initiative won't proceed as it contradicts the Constitution. The fact is that, according to the Constitution, you cannot change or narrow the scope of human rights in general. I believe that having a scholarship during the state of war is human rights.
To rent a room for yourself, a one-bedroom apartment would cost 15 to 25,000 crowns or more. Multiply by 1.8 if you want to see the cost in hryvnias. So of course, 2,003 or 500 hryvnias are worth virtually nothing in the Czech Republic. But for a hostel room in the Czech Republic, you will need to pay a bit over 800 hryvnias. They must work here to be able to pay for accommodation, insurance, and many other expenses that exist in this country. For university students, the usual scholarship grew at the beginning of 2022 from 1,300 to 2,000 hryvnias.